Let me say good morning to Grenada, the mainland, our sister isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Good morning. Let me say good morning also to our social media platforms, those of you who are viewing and listening via whether it's the GBN's Facebook page. Good morning to you. Those of you via our webpage also, gbn.gd. Those of you also viewing via YouTube channel, welcome to another edition of To The Point. Today being Wednesday, we start off a brand new month, the month of February. It's the first day. Good morning to you. And of course, I guess those of you viewing via GBN TV could see that I do have guests in studios with me this morning. And let me go over and say good morning to Mr. Ernie James. Hope I get the name right?
Yes, you get the name right.
Good morning to you, sir, and Mr. Raphael. A while ago he was giving me, say, depending on which part of the world, some folks say Raphael. But Mr. Raphael Croney, good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fine.
All right. Thanks. Well, thanks for being with us this morning. And both gentlemen comes from the National Celebrations Committee in all aspects of it. They deal with different sections within the committee, but it all intermingles some way or the other.
Yes.
All right. Let's kick it off this morning. A lot of our conversation will be based on what will be what your particular division that you all represent, and it will be based a lot on our independence celebration that's coming up. 49 years as an independent nation, from the sporting activity to the Made in Grenada activities that are coming up. Also, who would like to kick it off this one? Let's kick it off with the sporting activity, and that's where Mr. Croney pops in. You understand? In my memory, I was kind of pretending, I don't know, but I know sport is something that you have a key, a passion for, if I'm right about that. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you're certainly right. Really, sport has been part of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has done quite a bit for me, as you know, coming through the Ministry of Sport, in administration, even from national level. It has been a part of me, and certainly, I'm happy to be a part of the committee to function in the area of sports.
All right, great. Now, there's lots of activity that has culminated for the last couple of weeks. Some maybe have started since 2022, if I'm right about that. Am I right? Some started sometime in 2022, leading up into 2023.
No, I think it probably starts 2023, which will lead up to 2024. As you know. As you know, the pandemic we had would have pushed back a lot of things. So a number of activities that we normally have, we were not able to have it the way we normally would have had it. But now that I think we are in a better position where we can come together, now we are able to put on a number of programs island-wide where people could come together. And I think it's good that we have reached a stage now where we can come together and have activities for 2023.
The pandemic has set back a lot of things, from people, from individuals' mental state to the physical way of being in the world today.
Yes.
Now, before we off air a while ago, you were telling me about some of these sporting events that were carded there, and some that already taken place. Some have gone to different stages.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we have, in terms of the discipline we are having for this celebration, we have cricket, we have swimming, there is tennis, and both tennis, table tennis, and another new one that we're probably going to talk about. And we have boxing. So these are basically the discipline we're going to have for this celebration. The secondary school cricket, which involved just about 12 of our secondary schools, have already started. That started on the 23rd of January.
All right.
And would probably.
How is that coming so far?
It's going pretty okay so far, despite little challenges with the weather before.
All right.
But I think we are now in a better position. The weather is fine, so it's going pretty okay. We expect to conclude that just around the 16th of February.
Right. And the teams, was how they're going in terms of whose team is in front, if you could share that stats, if you do have those stats with you.
Yeah, I could give you a little bit of update. The tournament is in two zones. We have the Zone 1 and Zone 2. Zone 1, St. David's Catholic Secondary, really out front, doing well. Carriacou is another team that is also doing well. These are two of the teams we're looking at in that Zone 2 that probably going to get on to the semi-final
round. So it's still in the early stages. So from this stage to the semi-final round.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming that'll be leading up until after the independence celebrations
that's right.
place. All right.
Then we have the other zone, which is Zone 1. Schools like GSS SAS, some of the schools you want to look at.
All right.
That is probably doing well. We expect at the end of it, it should be very competitive in terms of the schools coming through.
All right.
What would have happened if you found that when you look at all of secondary schools on the island, including Carriacou, it's very clear to determine which are the really cricketing schools.
Why is that so?
Simply because I think where the schools are situated, I could tell you one, in St. Andrews, there's a lot more cricket is being played in St. Andrews. More clubs, more teams are involved, likewise St. David's. So you're probably going to get the best set of cricketers coming from St. David's and St. Andrews. Carriacou has also done well over the last few years. They have a lot of cricket being played there. And the mere fact that these parishes have more cricket than the rest of the other parishes, you find that you get the best set of players coming out of those.
Do you also consider that as being healthy for Grenada in terms of the young cricketers, especially coming out of schools?
Well, definitely. It's actually the foundation for our cricket, for development of our cricket on the island. When we look back, you could think about all the persons that have gone on to reach the West Indies team, the Andre Fletcher, the Devon Smith, Pascal and the Lewis, and everyone has come through this tournament. So this is a very important tournament in our calendar in terms of being able to look at the talent that we have coming forward and then move into the higher level. So this is a really, really important tournament for us. It's a tournament we couldn't have for the last few years. And we're very happy that we have been able to get it back on board.
So are you saying there's a keen interest, especially in the youngsters, wanting to play cricket now?
I'm not satisfied where we are now, to be honest with you, in terms of the interest. Because what we would have found that at one time you could have think about 18 teams in St. David's, 40-odd teams in St. Andrews. No, you can't find that. We would have more club structure in St. George's. You can't find that neither. So you find that some of the parishes are struggling to get teams. And to be fair with you, we probably have about 200 cricketers throughout Grenada that plays all around. And I mean at any good level. So there's not much cricket that's being played, and that is the downfall for our sports or cricket. Why do you see that diminishing interest? What do you think are the main causes? I think there are a number of reasons for that. One is that you find people have more options. Now that there's a lot more options. I think when the basketball came in, people started to migrate. So before you would have had football, cricket, athletics. Those are the three main sports. So coming out of school, this is what you would be involved in. Now you have a lot more. You have tennis, you have basketball, you have volleyball. There's so many other disciplines a person can get involved in. So I think that would have taken away some. And then the mere fact that you now have the club structure falling away, I think the younger generation that comes now see other things as important. And it's interesting because now you have so much money in the game. So much money in the game, and you find that you are struggling to get persons to get involved in the game. It really has been a challenge.
It's kind of sad to hear that, though. It's kind of sad. Now, let's move to some of the other disciplines that we expect to see in terms of happening competitions that would lead up, that's taking place in of course, the sporting arena that lead up towards we have all part of the celebrations.
Right. The 4th is the next day where we expect to have quite a bit of activity, sporting activity. That's really the main day. It's just Saturday coming the 4th. And it starts with open swimming at Grand Mall.
Why Grand Mall Beach? Why Grand Mall Beach?
Well, we want to look at areas where we think we will be able to have an effective swimming tournament. Would have been either Grand Dance or Grand Mall. But we thought that
probably just move it out of that same old arena, of course, area. That's always seems to be the area where everybody seems to want to have an event of that nature.
Right.
I understand it from that point of view.
Right. But in discussion with the persons, because it's been run by the Ministry of Sport basically, and we have one of our senior officers, which is Natalie, who is really involved in the swimming. And in our discussion, we felt that Grand Mall is adequate based on how it's laid out to have the swimming tournament. I think the beaches there is pretty good. So we felt that we had to make a decision. We felt let's go for Grand Mall just to spread it a little bit more.
Okay.
That starts at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Is it open? Is it open for anyone that's interested?
It's open for anyone.
Tell me how the process goes in terms of registration. Is it on the day or is that advanced registration?
And unfortunately, because I'm not the technical one dealing with it, I can't give you all that stat. But I would think all up to the day they can be.
You could come the morning.
They could come the morning and register because it's open.
Okay.
Because it's open.
Okay.
Right. There are a number of categories. The community is fully involved, and we probably will have persons from the other parishes being part of it. We expect it to be a big one. We will have presentation of prices right after the event, so we expect it that probably going to run for maybe a few hours until the half day.
Interesting.
And we are endeavoring to have as much persons come out to that activity. Right. You know, we will have some police control in the area because we expect that people to come out to be part of that.
All right. You did mention something, an event coming up that you said we would you left. You didn't mention it, but I guess you would like to talk about it because it seems to be maybe it's a first in Grenada.
Yeah.
You know, tell us about it.
Yeah, that's a beach tennis.
Tennis.
We are actually having it for the first time. I must tell you, the association launched it on the 21st of January.
All right.
And so I had the opportunity of being there just to see how it is being done. I must tell you, there's a lot of interest being shown in that beach tennis. It's played with nets, different rackets, and obviously, you know, in terms of the serve and so forth, it's pretty different. But really, it's a game that is pretty exciting.
All right. Tennis in general in Grenada. How big of an impact it is in Grenada? Tennis in general in Grenada. If you have any info you could share on that.
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you that based on the amount of tennis that's been played now, again, we find that not much tennis being played. You probably can look at maybe a handful of persons that is involved in the tennis. When I say a handful, I mean, you know, much more. But
it used to be a popular sport back then.
It used to be a popular sport. There were courts being used on the Carolina. There were courts being used in St. Andrews. There were courts in Grenans. Now, all these courts are not really active or in good position. So we have challenges with those courts. I know that some of the coaches use the courts at the hotel, Koyaba, as the case may be, just to make sure it happens. But again, there is need for more and more persons to get involved in the tennis. I know the court in Tantine, I think is the one that's really widely being used by a number of persons, and there are a number of school programs that is normally held. And but certainly there's need for more development in that area, more persons coming out to play tennis. And I would assume that the association is looking at ways of trying to make that happen.
All right. Now back to the beach tennis, as we were talking about a while ago. How is the process of getting individuals who want to be part of that? How could they be part of that?
Well, the association who is running it, and Jason Stanislaus is the main person who is in charge of that. They are doing the registration. There are a number of persons that are already being registered, and the hope is that even on the day, they will register. There are a number of categories, doubles and singles and mixed doubles would be played. It's important to also know that there is a big possibility that will go on to Sunday.
All right.
And it's because of the amount of persons that have shown interest. So, you know, we'll have the preliminaries and then probably look to go on to semifinals and finals. And based on the amount of persons that would be a part of that, we'll be looking at continuing on the Sunday.
All right. Let's take a break here and we come back. When we come back, Mr. Ernie James, we're going to have a chat with you about the part that you asked when you actually will be playing part of the celebrations coming up. Folks, let's take a break, folks. It's To The Point for today. It's Wednesday, the first day of February. We're coming right back after the break.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily Pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play Pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money team.
Yes, good day, it's your boy Graphics, and I'm fully endorsing 473 Colors Boat Ride is happening this Saturday aboard the Rum Runner 2. You know the code, get your ticket $65, barbecue included. We boarding 7, we still in 8 o'clock. Graphics and the full team gonna be on the boat and we outside this Saturday. Don't miss it, you know. Rep your color, bring out your family, bring out your friends. Still in the ICs, Rum Runner 2, look out. We're coming, Hot 98 to the world.
Did you know that our changing climate is disrupting weather patterns and continues to cause more intense weather systems? Did you know that at least 3/4 of natural disasters are water-related and their intensity and frequency is increasing? Did you know that rising sea levels can cause our fresh water to become contaminated or salty? These are just some of the realities that will be examined in our new series, Our Climate Reality, which premieres on Wednesday, February 1st from 8 p.m. on all GBN platforms. Our Climate Reality will engage local, regional, and international stakeholders in this fight to preserve our planet and our most precious resources. Our Climate Reality, brought to you in part by the Grenada Climate Resilient Water Sector and Habats.
Welcome back to listeners and viewers this morning. It's to the point for today, Wednesday the 1st. Let me say good morning once again to listeners and viewers via our Facebook page. And I know sometimes you folks complain I don't mention or say enough about you. Good morning to all who are viewing and listening there. And welcome and thanks for being part of To The Point. Once again, we have Mr. Raphael Croney with me this morning and Mr. Ernie James, the National Celebrations Committee. Mr. James, let's spend some time having a chat this morning. We had a bit of a chat there a while ago with Mr. Croney. Now, you being part of the National Celebrations Committee, give us an introduction about yourself and the department that you represent this morning and some of the activities that are planned within your department that will be happening in terms of the celebrations coming up. We know it is about independence, and we certainly heard about the Made in Grenada, of course, Expo that is coming up. I'm sure you're going to share some information with that this morning. Go right ahead.
Yes, man. Good morning, GT, once again, and good morning to your viewers and listeners out there. It's a pleasure to be on the program. I'm Ernie James. I am the Senior Trade Officer within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development. As part of our mandate as the Trade Division, we look to help exporters and manufacturers and agro-processors in terms of developing their products and making them export ready. So we work with a few stakeholders, for example, the GIDC, the Grenada Bureau of Standards, in order to help manufacturers and agro-processors develop their products and have wonderful and amazing products to display and attend various, whether it's local, regional or international trade shows so that they can display the wonderful products. As Mr. Croney mentioned about sports, and you heard about the talent we have in Grenada. As you're aware, Grenadians are multi-talented.
So true.
And it's not only in sports. When you look at the creativity in terms of manufacturing or producing products, especially the agro-processors, you will be amazed by what you see, especially when you attend some of these local trade show or buy local event that we undertake.
Sometimes you wonder, is this actually made in Grenada?
Yes.
Sometimes you have that's how that thought come to you.
Yes.
We do have that talent.
Yeah, it's so true, because sometimes you go to a supermarket and you might see a local product for the first time and you'll pick up and look at the label and you'll wonder whether this item is actually made in Grenada. And that is why we encourage agro-processors out there to come forward and register and be part of our Made in Grenada Expo.
All right. The Made in Grenada Expo, it's not the first time it's been held in Grenada. I remember, was it when was the first one held? Was it 2018, 2019?
No, it was way before that. it could be almost 10 years
10 years.
now. No,
I remember
Could
the
be close
first
to
one.
10
The
years.
first one I was held. I can't remember. I had to go back over it. As you said, it's been so long,
Yeah.
and I certainly was impressed in terms of the quantity and the quality of the products that were there. You understand? I remember going from all the stalls. Even the food preparation parts. They were doing
Yes.
food and stuff like that. I certainly remember that, and I was very impressed. But it wasn't held for a year or two, right?
Yeah, the last 2 years we did not have that event because of the pandemic. And I know during that time a lot of new businesses emerged on the scene. And that is why we're trying to appeal to the new agro-processors or manufacturers to come forward and register. Because I know during the pandemic period, or even a little after the pandemic, coming nearing to the end, with the COVID assistance that was given from government to help these people to develop their products or even to expand their business. So we have new businesses emerging or emerge over that period, and we are encouraging them to come forward because we want Grenada and the world to see these amazing products that are there.
In terms of the expo coming up, and that is going to be on Independence Day.
Yes.
At the National Stadium this year. How is the process going so far in terms of the registration process? Is it still open and encouraging folks to register? How's the process going? Or what is individuals who are listening to this right now probably heard about it and they're probably interested in participating. They have that product that they've been producing for a while now, and they probably I need to get out there more. There will be visitors at the stadium and so forth. Who are going to be here? You never know what that particular product that I've been producing for a while now. How could I probably want to get it out of Grenada, or even more, or even get more market for it in Grenada. They've probably been doing it just at a small scale at their home or in their community. Now it could be moving to another parish or so forth. Tell me.
Yeah, the process is simple in terms of registration because over the years we had a registration process where you contact the ministry, you collect a registration form. It's simple. You collect, we just record some of the details of the business. For example, the registered name, the owner's name, the number of years they're in business, and the type of products that they want to display at the event. The cost is minimal. It's like $50 and you get one table, 2 chairs, or $100 for 2 tables and 4 chairs. Or if you want an individual tent where you can display or put up your banners or other promotional materials and things, you can pay for a tent, which is about $200, or one for $400, and you can have your own tent and display your products so that persons out there who are passing through, they can visit your tent and see the amazing products that you have. I just want to say something about the event. Over the years, we've been having it at the cricket stadium on the ground floor.
Yes.
But I think the last 2 years when it was held, we had it at the Kirani James Athletics Stadium. And this year, the whole celebration will be at the Kirani James Athletics Stadium. So the Made in Grenada Expo will be on the lawn area, that's by the car park area. So we'll be erecting tents.
So it'll be on the outdoor part,
the outdoor part
of it.
Of it, yeah.
Great.
And we'll have the exhibitors under the tents.
All right. Tell me, I heard a while ago you encourage folks who have their business registered. There are a lot of people who have businesses out there and it's unregistered. Are they invited?
Yes.
Are they invited to participate?
Yes, we do not want to discriminate because we know there are a lot of persons out there. They probably not aware of the process of registering a business, and this is part of our mandate. So when someone attend the event and if they are not registered with the Corporate Affairs Office or the Inland Revenue Division, we encourage them to get registered, register their business.
But you're still welcome to participate.
Still welcome to participate.
It will be all good if you could register your business.
Yes.
That will be
because part of registration of business, you're able to get assistance in terms of technical and financial assistance. It's just like what happened during the COVID with the CES, with that program. Part of the criteria, your business must be registered. Yes.
All right. That's interesting. Now, The event is staged on the Independence Day, as you mentioned. Tell us a time factor in this. How is it rolling out?
Yes. Well, over the years, we normally collaborate with the National Celebration Committee, and I'm a member on the committee representing the Division of Trade. So the expo will start at 9 a.m., although the celebration starts at 10. So we start 1 hour prior, and we end at 3 p.m. So we encourage the persons who are registered to come earlier
set up your
tent and stuff. Your tents, or not even the tents, because the tents
will be set up. But I mean, prepare your tent,
prepare your table,
whatever you need to exhibit,
display your products and things. Just have enough time, because you do not want to be caught up with a congestion with the general public who will be attending the event, or even the Royal Grenada Police Force when they start their parade. So, we want persons to come early, at least 7 o'clock, and start to set up. So they can display, and if they want to sell some of the products, they sell their products. Or samples, they can give us samples. Because over the years they have been doing that. They are aware of the process, but the new ones, they may not be aware. So that is why we want to sensitize them so that they can be aware.
No, I understand. A program like this is also helping to sensitize the public or individuals who may be interested in participating in the Made in Grenada Expo. Has there been any other consultation that been out there in terms of informing folks of the do's and don'ts on that day?
Well, as part of the registration form, there are some criteria in terms of how you should operate on the day. You understand, especially customer service, how you could interact with the patrons that pass through and things. Because
I asked that question specifically. Sometimes not everyone may have that great customer service in terms of how they would approach individuals. You understand? Folks may just see it as a regular day to come and sell their stuff.
That's the thing.
You understand?
Because it's a stepping stone for when you attend regional and international trade show, because you want to have a positive attitude when you go out there to interact, because the whole purpose is for you to meet customers or meet potential buyers out there, and you do not want to jeopardize that by losing a massive sale over poor customer service.
Right. What has the committee or the organizers of the Made in Expo, what kind of what do you offer, especially to the individuals who are going to be part of the expo, the businesses? I mean, what's in their being there, what would you expect to offer them in terms of helping them, or help, you could say?
Right. Yeah, that's a very good question, because over the years, once they attend, we do a survey, or we get feedback from them, so we can identify the areas that they need assistance. We also have our staff who will walk through the event and gather particular data, so that we know if they need help in packaging and labeling, we can seek funding to assist them, especially through the Caribbean Export Development Agency. This is a regional agency that helps agro-processors, manufacturers to develop their products to make it export ready. So we help them including training. We provide training for them in terms of simple business management, office procedure, or record keeping. So we help them. We also partner with the GIDC in terms of assisting them so they can take their business to a different level.
So interesting, because lots of businesses, that's one of the key problems in terms of their packaging, their display.
Right.
You understand? Some folks, they may put up a particular product, but the information about the product, or even the service that they're offering, information is limited. You understand? And which of course, if your department is coming there and offering that particular assistance, it could help that particular business in the long run.
In the long run, because our whole aim is really to make these products export ready, because we do not want to manufacture products and just have it remain in Grenada. We want the world to see the products that we make. I could recall a few years ago when I traveled and I was on a particular airport, international airport overseas, and I pick up a product and I say, wow, made in Grenada.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah,
it makes you feel good. Makes you feel good.
Yes, you feel good. And so we're encouraging persons to come and register and participate in the event.
All right. We're due for another break, folks. Let's take it. We're coming right back. It's To The Point here on K105 and the GBN TV. We're coming right back.
What is it?
Rep your colors. Hot 98 presents the 473 Colors Boat Ride. Going down on Saturday, February 4. Get your tickets now at gotofed.com for only $65. Food included. Boarding time 7 p.m. The boat sails at 7:30. Music on board by the Hot 98 DJs plus other guest DJs.
Baby, calm down, calm down.
Rep your colors on the boat, cause this one here is gonna be epic. Lock the date, Saturday, February 4th, Hot 98, 473 Colors Boat Ride. Don't you miss this.
Grenada, it's our 49th independence celebrations. It's not just about reflecting on the past, but charting the way forward for national development, improving lives and livelihoods, and embracing our mission for visible transformation. That time is now, and the vision is for everyone. It's about our civic responsibility. From Saturday 28th January to 5th February, we joined the National Celebrations Committee for cleanup and beautification projects island-wide in the following communities. St. Andrew Southeast, January 28th, in front of Marquis Hard Court. St. Andrew Southwest, January 28th.
Welcome back, folks. It's To The Point for today, Wednesday, the first day of February. And we're talking to Mr. Raphael Croney and Mr. Ernie James, the National Celebrations Committee. You know, Independence is coming up, folks. Grenada will be 49. And you know, that's a question I wanted to lead into before we actually, some of the events that come, especially the sporting events, the Made in Grenada, is all in terms of, it all encompassed in terms of getting us ready for our 50th anniversary.
Yeah, most definitely. Mm-hmm. Most definitely, you would find that there will be an improvement in all those areas. I could tell you in the area of sports, and discussions are always being held already in terms of what we're going to have, addition to the discipline that we are having now. So definitely, it's like a forerunner to what's going to happen for 2024.
Yeah, including the Made in Grenada Expo, because we encouraging new exhibitors to come on board. So in order to prepare them for that big 50th.
Because I'm expecting our 50th anniversary to be something of a really grand nature. It's going to be, we want it to be better than every other celebrations that we ever had. We getting 50, when you get your 50th birthday, you know what individuals feel like. Hey, folk doesn't mean that I'm 50. But, we just wanted to be grand. So Croney, you were talking a while ago about some of the, we talked a lot about the beach football, we talked about cricket. There are some other disciplines that would also lead up in terms of sporting. Sports seem to be one of the dominant, features in terms of besides the Calypso competition and so forth. Sports seem to be one of the dominant in terms of the celebrations this year. What are some of the other events that are coming up that we probably didn't touch on our first segment? Yes,
we have coming up on the 3rd. I didn't mention that the Grenada Table Tennis Association, they will be having a tournament, and this is expected to be big. I tell you, it starts on the 3rd and concludes on the 4th. We do have some persons coming in from St. Vincent, which are really going to add to that tournament. And I've been told that, the interest is really, really big. And we're really hoping that the tennis this year going to really, really, really run off well. So they are planning to start, as I say, on the 3rd.
Yes.
Probably maybe more in the afternoon on the 3rd. So they would play into the night, go on to the next day, and the final is scheduled for just about 6 o'clock on the Saturday.
Just in case, just for the information individuals who are maybe interested in coming out and watching the table tennis, where is actually we taking
place? That's PWU Center at Tantine.
Tantine,
yeah.
Folks come over there and see. And you say we're probably going to have visitors coming from teams.
We have representatives from St. Vincent being part of the tournament.
All right.
Which is an added feature.
How big is table tennis in Grenada right now? You know, one time it was at a very low key stage.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah,
and I saw the coming back of it over the years, and you've been seeing that in the news and so forth, talking about table tennis.
Yeah.
You know,
it's unfortunate to be saying the same thing over and over every sport, right? It's not as popular as it was. I mean, you could have think that at one time there was sport all over Grenada. You could find that, you know, there's tennis competition being played. The focus now is basically on Public Works Center there and just around St. George's and probably go off. We do have one Rose who does a lot of work in the schools, so you find a lot of players come from go up to come down. But it's not as big as we'd want it to be. There really need for much more persons to get involved in sport.
Yeah. You know, sports, what's an aspect of that, those particular discipline, you know, we see minimal participation for some reason.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
A lot of the youngsters are into the running, maybe part of it, the track and field, you know, but those particular disciplines we see not much participation.
Yeah, you're certainly right in terms of minimal participation in some of these disciplines. And I guess it's something that really need to be addressed in terms of, you know, getting more and more persons involved. And then finally we have boxing.
Yes.
And, you know, again,
a game that I like but never really took the interest to.
And again,
that particular sport, I just like to watch individual boxing stuff. I try to go on out every time there's a boxing competition out there. I try to go out and I look at it. I just like to see how the sport goes, but I just never had a chance to wanting to be in it myself.
Yeah. You know,
shout out to Bocat who always encourages me, but I know.
I know. But we are happy that, you know, something could happen in the boxing. As you know, it's not as popular as it once was, but now we expect quite a bit of young persons to be involved. We have a team from Carriacou coming down to be part of that. So we are expecting that to be pretty keen.
We've seen some females lately participated for some reason or the other.
I think it's more male.
More male now?
Yeah.
I was looking at I was at a particular area and I saw some females who were, you know, maybe just maybe for the exercise purposes, maybe they are there. But I thought there were females in Grenada who are participating, but there are more males.
More males, yeah.
All right. And the boxing aspect, when
it will be held at the Youth Center, and it starts at 7 o'clock, and that's Saturday the 4th at the Youth Center. And there will be a little official opening just about 6:30, so they are down to start at 7.
How many bouts are we expecting?
I cannot give you the amount of the bouts now, but I know that there are a number of divisions they are looking at.
All right.
So we hope that is going to come out pretty well.
All right.
I think, interestingly, I should mention really beach tennis. It will attract international audience and interest.
Okay.
It's only this morning we were asked from the ITF. We need to get maybe a top person to do the photographs and so forth.
All right.
To send back to them. So they have some interest in terms of that event. Again, being the first time in Grenada, they want to make sure that they have some information in terms of what will transpire.
All right.
So they are pretty interested to make sure that the International Tennis Federation.
All right, great. Viewers and listeners out there, if you do have a question or two that you may like to ask our panelists with us this morning, feel free to do so. The number is 435-2041. You probably may be interested in being part of the Made in Grenada Expo or the sporting activities, the beach, of course, the beach tennis, or the swimming company, the open swimming. You want to participate and you just want a little bit of clarification of the process, feel free to call, and I certainly sure that the gentleman will be able to answer your question. Feel free to do so. 435-2041. Those of you who are also listening via the or social media platforms, you also have the option, if there are a question or two that you like to ask, you can certainly do so also. Let's take a break. When we come back, we will entertain your calls. I did already see there's a caller. Let's see if we could grab that caller and before we take the break. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning. I've been listening to the program with some interest and very pleased to hear about the sports and everything, the new disciplines that are coming in, well, especially sporting tennis. Being into swimming myself, really thrilled at the progression of swimming here in Grenada, given the fact that once upon a time, so many of us Grenadians with the most beautiful beaches in the world would confess that they simply cannot swim. And yet, my main concern here is in the direction of karaoke, and not with swimming, but boxing. Once upon a time, karaoke had quite a record in terms of boxing, and not just in Grenada, Karaoke, and Petit Martinique, but some of their boxers were known throughout the Caribbean. I was just wondering if something may be done in that direction to sort of restore it, maybe not to its former glory kind of thing, but at least get back in that direction of pushing out with boxing once again. Because again, once upon a time, there was a wealth of talent, of ability in that area from our sister out of Karaoke. Thank you.
Thank you also, the caller. I'm not sure if any one of you want to respond to the callers, what he actually spoke about.
Yes, I think it's a good point was raised by the caller, but let me say that Karaoke has been very instrumental in terms of this boxing tournament taking place. We actually have 12 persons coming from Karaoke, and when he could support the fact that we got information from Karaoke to be able to have this boxing tournament. I think it was a push from Karaoke.
Oh, great.
And let me just say that the inclusion came very late, because obviously, one has to do a budget and everything for all the independence activities. That was done. And then it actually came late. So we had to now sit and decide what direction we're going, how we're going to make it work. And I could tell you, Sebastian Steele, who is the coordinator of sports in Karaoke, very constant, calling regular every day to make sure something's happened. So I know that they are very keen, and they are really pushing it from Karaoke just to make sure something happens. He said to me there's a number of young boxers in Karaoke that they really want to get into boxing, and that tournament will do them a world of good. So yes, Karaoke is on board. They are very keen, and it seems that they do have some sort of system in place in Karaoke for boxing.
All right, great. Nice to hear about that. Let's take that break. When we come back, don't forget we're inviting your phone calls if you do have a question or two, or you just want to, just make a point, but pertaining to some of the information that was shown this morning, feel free to do so. We're coming right back after the break.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
welcome back, listeners and viewers. It's to the point for today, Wednesday, and we do have Mr. Raphael Croney with us and Mr. Ernie James from the National Celebrations Committee. As we come back, we do have a caller online. Let's see what this caller would like to mention this morning. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, and how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you, my dear.
Yes, I had to make a call since yesterday, but I didn't get a chance and think. Let me inform Grenadians, there is no place in Grenada named Trenchtown.
Caller, good morning. Our program this morning is not entitled to information. Yeah, but you may have to call back when we deal with a concern of that nature, all right, on another program. All right, that's not pertaining to the direction we're going at this morning. Once again, 435-2041 is the National Celebrations Committee. We're talking the sporting activity that's coming up. We're also talking about, the Made in Grenada Expo. Now, Mr. James, you did mention about all the events that are coming up. No, there's someone out there who's probably interested in coming out. Give us some contact information in terms of who they can contact, numbers, or where they can go. Is there any online they can do registering, or they may have to come to the ministry, or there's a phone number you call? Tell us about it.
Well, the registration process, within the last couple of days, we've been contacting persons or exhibitors in our database. We have a database or directory of agro-processors and manufacturers, so we had sent out the registration form to them. But persons who are not on our database, they can contact the ministry. You can call us at 440-2101, or you can send an email to tradegrenada@gov.gd or sto@trade.gov.gd. Right. So they can contact me or any member of the staff.
All right. We do have a caller. Let's see if this caller have a question that is pertaining to the subject matter this morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. JT, and good morning to the officers. Officers, how are you do?
Well, they're not actually officers, but they're not from the...
You're not police?
No, they are not. We have officers. Anyway.
However, welcome to my favorite show. Now, GT, the thing about it is that I'm an old lady now. I never had sports days, and so my children. But now because I never had a boy. Now I have 14 grand, and I have 7 boys, and they all doing their thing. The big boy, which is the king, because the first boy in the family, he played pan, he played football, he played cricket. I mean, he's jack of all trades. I don't think he's master of none. However, my point I'm trying to make is, it is very good that we could have sports of all kinds, so that my grandchildren can keep their mind busy, not only touching, which annoys me, but, they can get active, and it's good for the brain. So I think it's very good. I will be there. I might patronize buying something, if I see and if I have the monies. But I must say it is very, very good that the promotion of the sports, the advertising of the sports, and so on. So you all enjoy, and sorry for taking you for an officer.
I don't think it's a problem. All right. So Mr. James, you did give us the information where they can contact you, and I certainly hope the individual did get that information and come out and participate and just make the event a grand one this year.
Yes, we are encouraging the public to come out and patronize, walk with some extra cash to support the exhibitors, because you want to motivate them so that they can feel appreciated after their hard work in processing or manufacturing the products.
All right. We do have another caller. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, hello. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, my thing, I'll be directing that straight to Mr. Croney. I heard Mr. Croney earlier was talking about it. Right, good.
Caller, one second, caller. I think you've been distracted a wee bit because you do have a radio or your television in the background that's a bit loud.
Yeah, but I did turn it on. I did take off the volume.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah, so that directly straight to Mr. Croney. Mr. Croney, you know who it is I'm talking there. Mr. Croney, I heard you were mentioning so much different aspect of Grenada cricket. Mr. Croney, It's a shame to be coming on national television to talk about Grenada cricket. We don't have a Grenada cricket, right? What we have is one man and some friends making up that association. Mr. Croney, it's a shame the other day to see St. Lucia in a 20-over game, making over 400 runs in our under-15 team against our under-15 team. What is really going on with cricket in Grenada? Since Dwayne Gill came in there as president, the only thing he ever had was two, I think, T10 competition and totally killed cricket in Grenada. Right? Inter-parish cricket had died a natural death. I'm calling you from the big parish where cricket was one of our main sports. That dead. Once that gentleman come in there, he just killed the whole aspect of cricket in Grenada. We have cricket playing. The national television station don't even know because I never heard they bring a score yet. You know, what is really going on, Croney? I'll call you at your home too. So you must tell the chap who's the president to get up on his laurel and help fix cricket in Grenada. Let's stop thinking about cricket in the West Indies. Think about cricket in Grenada. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you also, caller. Thank you so much there. So, Croney, I don't know if you want to chime in on anything he said, or you're just going to let it fly by or anything?
Well, as he said, he's someone I know pretty well, and he's very open in terms of his, his comments, what he feels, and so forth. But I think I must agree that cricket, there's a lot that needs to be done to help develop cricket. I think the last 2 years has really shown that the fact that we couldn't have cricket in the schools, I think really, really affected us in a big way. That question you speak about St. Lucia there, now I could tell you that there was a struggle to get cricketers for the last 2 years. Grenada normally tops under 15 or under 19 in terms of the amount of cricketers that had been used. But we had difficulty because there were no cricket in the schools. And as you know, there was the issue with the union, work to rule. So sports really, even before the pandemic, suffered greatly. So the school competition, which is really a foundation, that's where you get the basis from. We were not able to have that probably since about 2018. Therefore, that affected cricket in school greatly. So when it came that Grenada had to find an under-15 team, obviously because there was no cricket, no, you had to look at where there's academies or people doing some work, bring persons together, and added to it for the last time, there were tremendous rain, so you couldn't get nowhere to practice. Them guys couldn't get nowhere to play. I don't think they had the opportunity of playing a match before, which is not normal for Grenada. And as such, I think that contributed to the dismal display that went on in St. Lucia. So I think sometimes when you do not know the facts, you see things that you don't know what exactly is happening. But I must say, as I said earlier, that where cricket is now in regards to the amount of persons playing cricket in Grenada, that's not the case now.
All right.
And obviously there's a lot of reason why this is happening. So one has to now relook, probably look at different areas, different angles of doing things differently in an effort to get cricket back where it was.
All right. We do have another caller. Let's entertain this caller before we take a wrap this morning. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you. I just want to congratulate the two guys and to give them the encouragement that is needed to push, the transformational agenda in terms of sports and all the other disciplines. With regards to the expo, would Mr. James be able to say what time it starts or give an idea?
I think we did. We did say it starts at
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Oh, 9 a.m. Okay,
Yes.
so it means that the celebration starts that time, or is it the expo starts at 9 and then going into the celebrations?
It starts at 9 and it goes into the celebration at 10.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
All right. Mr. James and Mr. Croney, we get into that stage of the morning when we're going to have to wrap. Just 2 minutes before we wrap the show up this morning. Any final bits and pieces in terms of you want to make before we take a wrap this morning?
Yeah, I just want to say that from where I sit, I feel very encouraged in terms of the interest and the increased participation in some of our disciplines, particularly the table tennis. Increased participation, I feel we're very happy about that. And the interest shown for the beach tennis. I think these two disciplines and also the swimming. I just want to encourage persons to come out, be part of it, and then invite people to come out to look at the activities. Because we do believe that it would be of a pretty high standard for the celebration.
All right. Any final
subjects? So far, we have over 50-something exhibitors registered, and we're trying to encourage others to come out and register because tomorrow will be the last in terms of the registration process. And we also want to encourage the general public to attend the celebrations and to participate and purchase something at our expo.
All right.
Thank you.
I want to thank once again both of you for being here this morning. Interesting conversation, and certainly hope the sporting event rolls off nicely and it comes to an end. And of course, with all the folks who participate, feeling happy about it. Folks could be part of the Made in Grenada Expo. Come out. And you said there's already 50 individuals who are registered. Not individual, or probably more than not just individuals, but there are probably groupings who have registered also. And I wish them all the best. They said the more the better, right?
Yeah.
The more the better. So, folks, thank you once again for being part of To The Point for today. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of To The Point. This is where I say goodbye for today. All the best, folks.
Okay.